Good day and welcome. I wanted to just do a short-ish video about the sparking mechanic and sparking blast, as I've been playing the game quite a bit and I just feel like this mode isn't really talked about a whole lot, so I'm just going to delve right in. Alright, so starting with just general mechanics. So when you pop sparking,
time to finish you.
Lasts for about 18 seconds and has a bunch of different unique properties. So it takes about 2 seconds to go from full bars up to sparking, as you saw just there. Also it generally knocks back, with the exception being an Android, so I'll just set up the dummy again and I'll dash in and see what it does. So charging up, boom, no knockback. Why is that? So there's a couple of exceptions to the knockback occurring. So one of them being that Android 16, he's an Android, so he's not technically alive, meaning that I guess the developers thought that they wanted to keep it in line, or make it somewhat realistic perhaps, that, you know, a non-living creature can't knock back because he has no ki really, or has like no he kind of cheats the system, I guess you could say. So as opposed to say a traditional character like Captain charging, yep, gets a knockback because he's just a regular purple boy. So there you go. And there are a couple of other exceptions too, so I'll just swap it to Vegeta here. Because he's quite a weak character, he's been modified by good old Bardock, who's going to charge. And then again, no knockback. Why is that? Well, I guess Spopovich is just one of the unlucky few who just doesn't have a lot of ki and isn't very strong, so he doesn't get that special knockback property. And then the other character I could find that for was Hercule and Videl, and I guess we'll cover Hercule a bit more in depth later in the video. Moving along. So on activation, this sparking effect can actually destroy some blast beams. Not particularly consistent, but it can be useful in a pinch, especially say, you know, you're charging, say, out at like this range, and you know, you pop it, and then, you know, they try to punish you with some type of you know, Kamehameha or ki blast or what have you, and you know, it just will totally nullify that, which is great, not wasting your time going to sparking. So just, you know, go into the next little bit here. So you might have noticed, so you start at max ki bars, you have about 5, right? So pop sparking, and then you have actively an extra 5. So a bunch of different actions can drain, rather there's only 2 actions which can drain this, which is your blast and your ultimate blast. So ki blasts are free, notice it's not going down. Your dashes are free. You can move and dash as you want, has a bit of evasion, so those are free. And yeah, it's just really got a lot of amazing utility that I don't think gets talked about a whole lot. And also, because he's a giant character, this also breaks armor, so I'll just reset the dummy again, go back, and we'll start hitting him. Notice that blue spark there, it means that he has armor, and after you credit the attacks to break it. Yep, see, so I broke it there. So sparking has that effect too. Again, with the sole exception of Hercule, he cannot break armor in sparking because he's just unfortunately the champ. Had to be nerfed. Everyone's favorite. So yeah, he's one of the exceptions to breaking that armor there. Alright, so moving along. Next we're going to have, yes, so the other thing it adjusts is the number of smash attacks you can use. So that is just a normal charge or a rush attack there. And also it makes them twice as fast and unblockable, so I'll just set up the dummy properly. Set him to, God. So notice it does the guard crush because they're blocked, right? Now I'll go into sparking. Lo and behold, now it's unblockable, yeah, and it's also twice as fast, so not a bad option. Again, it can be hit by a super cannon perception, so keep an eye on that. But definitely great against a defensive opponent, and again, because you're in sparking, you get extra follow-up to your attacks, so 2, 4. If he goes up to 4, normally I believe he only has 2 follow-ups, so yep, only 2. So effectively, what sparking also does is increase the number of follow-ups, so going from say 2 to 4 in Katagini's case, there are some other special things like switch back into Red 16 here. He normally only has one follow-up, but then I pop Sparking.
I will destroy you.
Lo and behold, he has 1, 2. Oh, come on, game, work with me. There we go. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, in some rare exceptions, they go from 1, goes from 1, 1, and then another extra 1 on top. And another couple of exceptions too, and that rolls characters like Teen Gohan, who normally has 3 follow-ups, but then in Sparking goes up to 7 because, you know, he's just he's a very strong and angry boy, so I guess they decided to give him that. Alright, next. So we covered that. That's good. Oh yes, so another thing you get access to in
Finish you.
Sparking mode, you have the little auto combo here, so you can just keep mashing that. Then we rush behind your opponent, just, yep, here we go, just keep mashing. So basically that is a almost true string. The only way to get out is from an explosive wave type attack, or from, stop building it for a little bit, explosive wave attack, or from a super counter, which is normally your up and X, or I guess up and, yeah, just your offensive counter, which hits your opponent. Alright, yes. So, the other special thing too is I managed to no knockback when you go into Sparking. So, because Ginyu has all sorts of poses and things, right? So, this actually has no, despite being a Sparking move, it doesn't actually cause any pushback, which is very different to a lot of other moves like take, say, Super Broly here. Goes into going Berserk, which pops Sparking, that just has the pushback there, see? So, again, just a bit of extra flavor, and I guess also maybe a slight balancing thing as well, which is always interesting to see. Now I'm just gonna spend a ultimate blast here just to show you something. Set it back to normal. Then go back up here, and then from here we're gonna spend it again, and just have a look at the key bar. So after it's spent, notice it goes all the way down. So you left your about a quarter of your key bar, then it constantly starts to recharge. So sometimes in Sparking, because again, you know, it lasts for quite a while, right, you're not spending your blast attacks, meaning that oftentimes, at least in my experience, it's better to just do, say, a blast into another blast, especially if, you know, you only have a bit of Sparking time left, because that way, well, for example, let's go back to Sparking mode again. So say I do a combo and then just spend one blast. See, so I got almost 5 bars there, right? So pretty much means that, you know, for the next good while, you know, you're gonna have advantage in Vanish Wars, or, you know, just like, you know, lots of key blasts, or, you know, maybe you just want to go into Sparking because you have an extra skill bar there to go through into that, or to spend on other things. So just really depends on where you're on the match and how you feel. You know, I guess again, you know, how close the opponent might be to death and the properties of your ultimate blast and that kind of thing. So just something to keep in mind. Oh yeah, so speaking of Super Broly, other than being a really fantastic well-rounded character, he is one of the few characters who gets a really fast activation to Sparking. So for a good old 3 skill points, he can pop going Berserk there, and notice how fast it is. It's 1 second, so boom. So you get one single knockback or a throw or that kind of thing, and just pop this. It's basically free, minus, you know, the 3 skill points. But yeah, just an incredibly powerful option that that only he and one other character who ran out of slots here. One of my favorites, Bardock, gets access to, which is a literally instant Sparking and Explosion Wave combo for 4 skill points. So he can basically just pop it whenever he wants, and it's incredibly difficult to punish because, you know, the blast wave pushes them back, and just, you know, boom, just like that, he's in Sparking. So just incredibly strong option, and again, you know, try and test it with your own characters if they have like a 3 cost ability, and, you know, enter Sparking mode, and then, you know, just go from there. And they generally take about, again, you know, anywhere from to Broly's case 1 second, 2 to, well, in Ginyu's case I believe it's about 3 seconds, maybe a bit under. No, 2 seconds, okay, nice and quick. Very blessed, the Ginyu forces. So that's basically the main sparking stuff I wanted to talk about here today. But the last thing I want to just mention briefly is this Teen Gohan. He actually gets an extra special buff, specifically in sparking mode. So notice, I'm just going back to Captain Ginyu here, so I'll go back into sparking mode. Just have a look at the buffs right beneath his bar there. Notice this, there's no extra buffs, no extra things being added to him, no extra powers and things. But then switch it to Teen Gohan, go into sparking mode. Just have a look here. So boom, as far as I know, he is the only character who gets a free buff to his melee attack, Ki Blast and Blast power in sparking. Initially I thought there might have been some type of universal damage buff in sparking mode, but it looks like it's just for good old Teen Gohan, which makes his damage even more ridiculous on top of the other Avengers that I talked about earlier. And also, speaking of, here, any buff type skills, like for example Unforgivable here, actually stack. So let's pop that again. So it goes from 3 up to 4. So I'll just back that out just to show you the difference. Yeah, so just straight to 4. Which is excellent, and a really strong option, especially if you either run regular Teen Gohan in a DP battle because he's nice and cheap, and then just get him up to this and play really safe, and then pop Unforgivable and just wail on your opponent. It's just a very good thing to do, especially if you play him, and I definitely enjoy doing that, and I think it's really cool that he gets a mechanic unique to him. Again, if you find any other cool tech like that with characters and sparking, just let me know, because I think it's just good to share stuff and find little cool things like that. Again, before I leave, there is one last thing I want to show, which I think is especially cool. I haven't really seen it in any high level streams and that kind of thing. So it's that you also have the ability to do double supers in sparking mode. This is also possible by some characters outside of sparking, but it's particularly great in sparking mode because, well, for example here, I've got the Teen Gohan's cheap super, so I can do that, do it again, boom, almost 20k damage just like that, and I have so much key meter left over. It's great, such value. Whereas, again, it depends on the character. Some can get double blast combos, some can't. Most can do, say, like a beam or a rush attack into their ultimate, which is really nice, especially if you want to like cash out damage and stuff early in your sparking mode. Again, you just have to keep an eye on the bar as the sparking goes down, so to make sure that you have enough meter left to do both. So for example, if I was to do, hope that it connects here because he's a giant, explosive rush, so that spends 3 bars, so if I do Kamehameha, I'll run out of juice because it's overspending the bar, so you lose your sparking mode just like that. So you want to keep it around as long as possible to cash out the damage early, especially in a game like Sparking Blast, which has a lot of really strong defense. So you really want to capitalize on every little bit of juicy damage you can get. Oh, also another last promise, guys. This is actual last thing I discovered is that. In some cases you can do super, transform, then follow up with the ultimate attack from the second character, or rather the second transformation, or third, or what have you. The main caveat being, well, I mean, I mistimed it there, but the concept generally works is that, so I can do that. I'm missing up timer because there's a slight delay between your transform time, but you get the general idea. So some characters can basically do that, so that you do a combo, do a blast one, then if you have these skill points left over, you can transform up, then use the ultimate for the next transformation, and it's just really doesn't look really cool, but the damage is just nuts, and it's just kind of cool to be able to do that. And the one little trick that I'll leave for that is that as you're transferring off the stages, you can just you can hold the button. So for example, I'm playing on pad with the standing control, so I just hold the up and the X button at the same time. So you can just hold them so that you get into you should just transform as fast as possible, because some of those combos from say a blast one, say like gigantic cannon and into ultimate blast, is very tight, so it just makes things a lot simpler. So that's basically you do. So you do the super input, so start with X, then you hold down up and X or whatever the button may be if you're standing on a classic, and then go straight into the ultimate, which again can be buffered in earlier by holding down your charge and then just wait for the window pop up and then bam, pop your ultimate. But anyway, I'm hoping all this was useful. It's going a little bit longer than I would have liked, and I'm just keen and blessed to be able to find all these cool things to share with you all. So I'm hoping that you found something useful. Drop a like would be appreciated, and yeah, hopefully some more in-depth mechanics for Spiking Blast in the future. Have a blessed day.